So any question from yesterday's work? Martin?
Martin is okay, eh?
Martin,
I worked on them.
yes.
I was successful, so I'm waiting for the days.
Sorry.
Saying, eh?
Huh?
I am fine, eh?
Okay.
I worked on the yesterday stuff, so I'm ready.
Okay. So today's work, we are just going to query the database that we created yesterday, and there is a statement that I'm going to introduce to you. Although I saw most of you used it in the assignment, and that is the join statement. And so our first query today will be, we are querying the healthcare database. This one, for those of you who are able to see my screen. So the first query, we will start with the basic one. I need someone to write for me to list all the patients. Just to write a query that will list all the patients. Who is willing to write that query?
Excuse me,
Yes, Martin.
may I know how you got to this screen? The SQL file one, which you are displaying there.
For this one,
Yes.
this is the first file. Just after you have opened your workbench, I think you should load into this page. But even I won't be using that this file. This one to come to where patients are. This one. Yes, I need someone to write for me a query that will list all the patients that we have in our database. Any person? I think we can start with Sharon. Sharon, what are we supposed to write to list all the patients in our database?
You can probably use select. Select then the star from healthcare database.patients.
Yeah, select
Star
uh-huh.
from
Yes.
then the name of the database.patients. Then you put a semicolon.
A semicolon.
I think that should be it.
Okay. Who thinks otherwise? I think this is the query. You can just try to run this and see. Good. I think that is the query. I want us to move to the second query, whereby I want to list all the. Let's just name this. Let's just give an explanation of what you're doing. List of all patients. That is query number 1. I think I have about 10 of them. So the next query, I need someone to list all the doctors along with the specialization and hospital. List of all doctors with the specialization and hospital. Who will take that? I think I'll choose someone who is ready to take that. This time we need a gentleman. Alvin? Alvin, can you help us with this? Or any other person? That is Bethwell. Bethwell, can you hear me? Alvin,
Yes, James.
yes, are you able to help us with this?
Oh, by Alvin, you mean myself or Alvin Oyoga?
Or Alvin Yoyoga?
Which Alvin?
The Alvin I'm talking with. Alvin Oyoga. Yes.
Yes,
So what should we write here?
Sorry, I'm lagging behind with the classes. I have been having exams. I'm still on video search app.
Yes. Just give it a trial. Just try it out, and then Paul Victor will help you.
Why is it always me?
Yes, I think we
Okay, you can put whatever Nyamoya had said, but now replace patients with doctors. That's what I would say.
also select. Okay. Doctors. Yes, we are select from healthcare database.doctors.
The semicolon, I think so.
A semicolon.
Yeah.
But we need a list of all doctors with their specialization and hospital name.
Oh, would that not bring?
Let's just try it out. Though I doubt it. We have all the doctors. Let me see that is. So it was this easy. I thought hospital name is from another table.
Oops.
Okay. I think that is good. I thought I had placed hospital name in another table. So that is why I'm doubting your query here. Okay, the other query. I want a list of all appointments. A list of all appointments with the patient's name. A doctor's name.
Jane,
Yes,
I have a question.
I can ask.
Okay, so in that part the second question where you asked list of all doctors with a specialization and hospital. Didn't you want the doctors with only two columns, the specialization and hospital only, not the other columns, the doctor ID and name? Because now that select from that table,
Yeah,
it brings all columns, and you're asking for specialization and hospital only.
all the doctors with the specialization and hospital. So so from the select query we should drop that is hospital name, right? So what should we have?
Like you should. It's just okay. I was thinking, though I'm not so sure. Select
Uh-huh.
specialization, then comma hospital, then now from that table.
Sorry, select.
Specialization, comma.
I think it should be in then hospital.
Yeah.
Then you
Then
have
now from
from
that table.
from our health doctors here. I'll just copy this. And this one should be specialization that has a cover. And you have a hospital name. We need all the doctors. That is the the name of all the doctors. I think I left something here. List of all doctors, and by doctors I mean doctor names uh, with the specialization and the hospital. And I can see here we have a specialization hospital.
Yeah.
So we don't have
The name.
the name. I think you
Okay.
left out something here. So you have names, specialization, hospital, and
And
this is
from the
yeah.
table.
let's just execute these. Let's see this. There is something that you're missing out here. That is doctors. Let us see this.
Hospital name, not hospital.
Yes, it should be hospital name. So I can see you are keen. Eh? So this is it. But for Paul, we are retrieving all the columns. So I think Paul, you can see where you made a mistake.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yes, because we just wanted the doctor's name, specialization, and hospital, not all the data in that table. So I think you can just do away with this, and this is the right query. So let's just move to the third one, and I just want the list of all the appointments with the patient name, doctor's name, and can we have appointment date? Appointment date. And these should be taken by Alice. Alice, Alice, can you hear me? We just want the list of all the appointments with their patient's name, doctor's name, and appointment date. Just that. Or any other person. Let me just choose a random person here. Winnie.
I have a question. The query above,
Yes.
how come the from we didn't have the asterisks up before the healthcare database?
Or the asterisk,
Eh,
the star.
yeah.
So I think that is something that I did clarify. But
Hmm.
uh, when you want to select all the fields for a certain table, that is when you use the asterisk or the star as you call it. But when you need specific fields, we don't use the star or the asterisk. So these ones, the star just means all the fields, all the columns, right? But now, when it comes now that you want now like specified fields, you don't have to you won't like include that asterisk or the star as you are calling it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think now it's clear. You can just move on with the next query here. and you will be helped by who? By Eric. If you are stuck somewhere. Winnie?
Eric to assist me.
Eric,
Yes.
someone needs your help here.
You select
Select
name. Select name.
name. Name.
Appointment date.
Do we have a comma? Or
Yes, a comma.
then appointment name.
Appointment date.
I think I should check from my table here so that I cannot. So appointment date.
Yes.
Let me just include that here. Appointment date. Next.
From.
Should we have a comma? We need three fields. We need even the doctor's name. And also we need the patient's name.
Can you highlight the from healthcare database doctors and from healthcare database patients?
Sorry, what do you want me to do?
Can one write from healthcare database dot doctors slash then healthcare database dot patients slash then this semicolon?
So this one.
Yes. You write the two healthcare from healthcare database doctors and from healthcare database patients so that it can execute the patient's name and doctor's name.
Okay, so I have patient. I have just name. Let me just put that. Just name. Comma doctors. Let me just check what I wrote in the doctors table. Another name.
Yes. Then from healthcare database dot patient or doctors.
So should I write patient or doctors?
Patients. Then slash. So you want to execute both the patient's name and doctor's name.
So you want me to put a slash?
I'm stuck.
So who should help you? Who will help?
Aiga.
Aiga.
Yes.
Aiga, can you help Eric?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
What are we doing? I've just joined right now.
We are trying to list all the appointments with the patient name, doctor's name, appointment date. That is,
Thank you.
we are trained to query the database that we created yesterday. So,
Okay.
are you going to help Eric? Eric is stuck. So, Iga, are you able to help Eric? I think we can write this one together. Yeah, it's quite complex, but not as such. So, Eric, I'm going to help you. So let me just delete these up to what? Let me just have. So we need patient name. I'll use variable p dot name. Uh, this one will be as. Let me just give it a good name. That is patient name. Patient name. So what I'm doing here is that simply because now that I want to have data from different tables. And you notice that doctors, we have the patient and doctors table, and you notice that patient and doctors table they all have a similar field that is called name. So I'll use a variable p to be specific on that is the patient name. And for doctor, I'll use another variable that, uh, that can be, let's say, a d. We can talk of d dot name. Let's give it this one as doctor's name underscore name. So this as patient name, this is the name that will appear in the table that we are going to retrieve. So we have the patient name, and also for doctors we are going to have the doctor's name. These are the names that are going to appear here as our headings. So let's just continue. The other field that we want, we need appointment date from appointment table. So I can use another variable here, and this one is going to be a dot what? Appointment date. Appointment date. Let's just call this one as where did this come from? Appointment date. I think that is better. Appointment date. And all this data, first we are getting these we are getting the appointment date from the appointment table. So we are going to say from appointment I think I call it appointment. Appointment is, and then my a here. That is the variable. So this appointment table will be represented by a, the one that I'm using here. So it is this table appointment, and in that table I want this field. So it is a dot appointment date. So from there I can now use the join, because now I want to get the patient name. So I can just use a join. Let me just join these patients.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes. Yes. What's up?
What is the purpose for the A before the appointment? The putting before the appointment.
On this A, I think I've just said, instead of writing appointment dot appointment date, I just chose to give it a variable here, that is A, so that instead of now using the appointment I can just use A, which is simpler to type. So a dot appointment date, but you can if at all you don't know how to use that, you can just use the appointment dot appointment date. But for this case, let me just use the a dot appointment date. Any other question up to that point?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, nimeishika.
Umepata?
Yeah, nimepata.
Yes. Okay. Let's just continue to the other part. So I'm going to use join. That is the patient. Most of you used this dot operator in your assignment, but I think most of you cannot explain what you are really doing, because I could easily tell you know some complex queries. So I think let me just use the join. So patients. Patients P. Again, you will notice that I'm using a P, patients P, because I used that P here just to mean patients dot name. I think you can see from my table here, patients. I have the patient name right here. So again, that is why I'm using patient P, simply because I've as a variable, P as a variable, because I've used it just right here. So and then I'll just use I want to use this one on a dot patient ID is equal to, this should be P, not A. patient ID again. I'm hoping I have that field that is called patient ID. Yeah, I have patient ID. This is just to ensure that I'm getting that that data from where p.patient ID is equals to patient ID to p.patient ID. So I can just continue with the other part, the Sql join. Now for doctors, I think I can just copy paste this one and interchange some few things. And here I just want to use doctor. That is I use doctors. And I give it a variable name D. And I want to use this one on where doctors where D dot doctors ID. I think you can just confirm this if I have something to. It is doctor ID, not doctor's ID. It should be doctor ID, and this one should be in small letters. So let me just copy this. And now this is my query. You can just see it is a simple one. It isn't that complex. So in a question up to that point, before even I execute this query. Appointment. I'm hoping that I don't have any typo. Let me just execute this. Um, I think I have an error somewhere. Did it execute? I think it executed. Let me just. I think I'm getting an error. I don't know. Let's check this appointment. We have patients. Let me just check this patient ID. Patient ID. Oh, this one should be patient ID. And the other one. Let me check for doctor. No, it should be patient ID in caps. So let me just get those. I don't know why it is not executing, but let me just check from the appointment. Let me just check the appointment fields. I have the appointment date, appointment ID, appointment date, appointment date. That is doctors. doctors or doctor ID. So doctor ID. So you should be keen while writing these complex queries to make sure you don't make any mistake. Uh, let me just see this. Can anyone see where we have a problem? The appointment. Doctor ID. Let me just try to execute this once more. Oh, I think I'm missing out this. This one should be healthcare database dot appointment, and even this one. I think this is what I'm missing here. Uh, so let me also include this one. I think that is it. Let's just try to execute this one. Hopefully it will execute, and it has executed. Good. So this is the list of all the patients. I mean all the appointments with patient's name, doctor's name, and appointment date. So any question up to that point? I have Alvin, James Alvin, James again. Yeah, and you can see we have the doctor's name and also the appointment date. So what I was missing is just this healthcare, the healthcare database dot patients. Yeah, I think that is all about that. So any question about the query? Any question?
Hello, James.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question. While you're joining the two tables using the primary keys,
Mhm.
I remember some of them we assign them as foreign keys.
Yeah.
So will that have like a significant effect, like when it comes to somehow visualizing the data, the table that you are selecting?
Yes, of course. So those foreign keys, they simply means that there is that relation, the relationship now between those tables. I think you can see I'm not like landing into any issues when I'm trying to like now joining those the patients like joining the patients and doctors tables. So that that was the essence of now designing that database, indicating where we have the relationship. I think you guys saw where I was like putting some foreign keys for different tables. Was like for instance, the patients and doctors are they have a relation. You will notice that where we have a patient, when we have a patient, let's just check this. You'll notice that each doctor is assigned a certain patient, and we can only like achieve that through now the relationships between the doctor's table and the patient's table. And also now you'll notice that each patient is having an appointment. So again, there is that relation between now the patient and the appointment. So now without now using those foreign keys, you won't like be able now to join those tables, and that's why uh, we are achieving this by simply because we had indicated that relationships now between the patient's appointment and the doctor's table, so we can easily now be able to join these tables. So when just like to wind up on that, when designing tables, it's good now it's good to know which table has which relation has which relation with the others, so that now it will be easy now like to retrieve data. You can see now I'm getting patient name from a different table, getting a doctor name from a different table, and also getting the appointment ID from a different table, simply because there was that a relationship between among those tables. So that is again a key thing to check while you are designing your database. So I think that is clear, unless there is another question regarding this query. You're going to have like is it 5 or 6 others that contains these join statements. And now, if there is no question, we can just move to the other query. And this time, I just want a list of all. No, before even we get into that, I just want a list of all prescription. Let me just write this.
James,
Yes.
since you're still thinking of the other question, I have a question too.
Yes.
So here we were joining three tables, right? The patient, doctors, and appointment.
Yeah.
So we were getting patient ID from the patient's table,
Yeah.
doctor's name, patient's name from the patient's table,
Yeah.
doctor's name from the doctor's table, and appointment date from appointment table.
Yeah.
And then okay. So was okay. Yeah, the selecting part is fine. Now I have an issue from the joining part, from the joins. So the first join,
Uh-huh.
you are joining the patient's ID from the patient's table to I didn't get the joining part.
Oh, the joining
Because what
part.
I thought is
Yeah.
we have to look for similar fields in like two tables that we are going to join, then join the two fields in in both of the different tables. Like now from appointment table, we have doctor's ID in the appointment table and also doctor's ID in doctor's table.
Yeah.
So if we say join the doctor's table, then on now the table dot the doctor's ID, then the appointment table dot doctor's ID that way. Amma?
So like we have just one join.
No, we'll have two joins
Uh-huh.
since we are joining three tables here. Okay, can you please write what I'm telling you then? We'll see.
Okay, if I got your question right,
Yeah.
You asking like okay, why like we are okay
We are joining from the same table.
we are
You see,
joining
you used P and P.
from the same table.
Yeah.
So like the P dot patient ID is equals to P dot patient ID, right?
Yes.
So now your question is now why we are like joining to okay we are checking like okay we are checking these P dot patient ID is equals where P dot patient ID is equals to P dot patient ID, right? Instead
Yeah,
of
but from another table, not the same table.
not from like the same table, right?
Yeah.
So for this case,
Mm-hmm.
for this case, we are just checking. We're just checking from now the patient's table. We just want to pick just to pick the patient's name where where patient ID is equals to patient ID. I think what we are simply doing here,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to elaborate this.
Maybe if you could rate what I'm telling you, then you'll compare them.
Okay, let me just okay. Let's just write this. So what you were
Okay,
saying?
join.
Uh huh.
Join.
Uh huh.
Now the patient's table on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing what you're writing.
It's just here patient. Or I should write as a statement.
Yeah.
Should I start from join? Okay, let me just
Yeah, join from join.
start join.
Yeah.
Yes, join. Yes. What should be next?
So the patient's table now.
Let me just copy this.
Yeah.
Okay.
On.
On.
So the table again dot patient's ID.
Sorry. Join.
The patient's table dot patient ID.
I should have a dot here. Dot.
No. After on.
Should I have a P here?
Okay, fine. You can have the P.
Okay.
Then after on. P dot.
P dot.
Patient's ID.
Patient ID.
Yeah.
So patient ID
Equals to. Now healthcare patient. Now.
Healthcare. What?
The other table that now has patient ID, and that is the appointments table. So we'll have P dot. No, A. You used A. Appointments table A.
A dot.
A dot patient ID.
Appointment ID.
No, patient ID.
Patient ID.
Because yeah, that's they share that field.
Okay.
Patient ID in both tables.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Should be A dot patient ID. Like
Yeah.
this.
Then now the other join.
So now
You see the difference?
now the second join. Okay. Let me
Yeah.
just. Let me just check this. So the question was a list of all appointments with the patient name,
Yeah.
doctor's name, and the appointment.
Appointment date. So it's 3 tables.
So we should have. Okay. Oh, so do you mean even for doctor, like we should have? Again, we should check where we have the D dot patient ID.
Yeah, that was my question, because no, doctor's D dot doctor's ID equals to D doctor's dot doctor's ID. You're getting that field in one table. So how are you joining those tables there? That was my question. Because you see, now that I gave you the P dot patient ID equals to A dot patient ID, you see they share that field, the two tables. So you are joining.
Okay, I think I get you. So let's just test this. Just a minute. Let me just cut this. Let me just try to run this.
But you can't run that. The first join is not correct, according to me.
And the D dot again. You want to
Yeah.
check? Okay, let's just put this on as patient ID.
So I didn't find any relating field between the patients and doctors. So I joined doctors and appointments. And doctors and appointments, they share doctor ID. Yeah, they share doctor ID. So I joined.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. No, doctor ID, not patient ID.
It should be doctor ID.
Yes, they share that field.
Hey, doctor ID. So it should be like this.
Mm. And before you run it, do you think it's correct first?
I think it's making some sense.
Okay.
Because I even can see that our initial output, we're having some repetition, uh, especially this is the last four the last four fields. We have Alvin Wema, Alvin and Dr. Wema, Alvin, Dr. Wema. So there is a repetition of a certain record here, right?
Yeah.
And also when we come to James, we have James and Dr. Wema. So let us just try to run these.
Okay.
I just want to see the output here. And now you are now getting only two records. You can just let me just copy this one here. And then you can have our initial query. We just try to run this. I think yesterday we did a mistake. We should have we should have like indicated some the appointments with different dates, because I think like let me just check the appointments. What we have in the appointments. I think we have all of them having the same date. I think we can try and change these dates so that we can. Well, we can just add a record. Let me just record very fast. We are inserting into this. And we want to insert. Are we able to copy this? We can have the patient ID. We can have the doctor ID. Then we can have the appointment date here. And then various. So let's have an appointment of ID, let's say 7. Patient ID. I think we have a patient ID 2, and we have doctor ID 1. And then we can have a date that is 2024 slash Feb. Then today's date 20. 20. We should have a comma here. Let's just try to insert this. And also even I can insert another one. You can just change this. This one to be 8, and to be 1, 2. Then I'll just have to change the date. Let me assume this one is for 2023. Let's say just have 2024 January date 20. Let me just execute this to ensure that we have inserted some various rows. Let's have this one as 1. So I have an error somewhere. Appointment ID, patient ID, doctor ID, and then appointment date. Then we insert in values. That is 1. Why is it not inserting? Oh, oops, I had different IDs. Let me just use this doctor. I think I'm trying to insert with a doctor ID that doesn't exist. Let me just use these. I think that one worked. Let me just change this one to 2, and this one to 5 again. And let me just change the date. And this one to be date 11. I think that one is better. So let's get back to our select. And in our select, we want a list of all appointments with the patient's name, doctor's name, and appointment date. So let's just execute this and see what we got. So it's kind of some records are just repeating themselves. I think we have James and Dr. Wema, that is date 19. Do you have another record for James with Dr. Wema? Yes. I think you are right. So I think we should try to join where we have patient ID is equals to appointment dot uh, appointment dot patient ID, and also even this one, so that we stop having some repeated records. So let's just use a dot this. Let's just execute this. And again, you're having James with Dr. Wema. This is the first appointment. And the rest you have Alvin with a different doctor, that is Dr. Wema, and different data. I think this one is making now sense. We are just trying to check records where we have patient ID is equals like to appointment ID, because there is that relationship between now the patient table and also the appointment table. So there is that sharing of ID, that is the p dot patient ID, and also the patient ID in appointment table. Again, we will have to repeat that one for doctors. Again, we are trying to check doctors where we have doctor ID is equals to um, again the doctor ID in the appointment table, because we're just trying to retrieve all the appointments with the patient name and doctor's name and appointment date. So we shouldn't have like repeating records. I think we had made a mistake uh, in the query. Yeah, and then it should be like this now. So any question, or maybe someone who needs some clarification? I think this one now is better. Any question? Any question? Any question? Yes, Boniface. Boniface. What the fuck? What the fuck? This internet though. So, at what point did you lose me? I think I'm having some issues with my internet. Let me share my screen. So,
So
at, at what point did you lose me? Are you guys able to hear me? Someone to confirm?
Yeah, we can hear you, James.
Yes, yes. I think I had some issues with my internet, but now I'm back. Uh, so at what point did you lose me? You guys? I think I was just trying to explain something here. So any question from this query? Any question? Or we can just move on. Willie, any question?
None for me.
Okay, I think Fahiza.
All good.
All good. So I think we can just move on to the next query. And now this one, I want someone to do it. But this one has one join. Just have one join. So let me just write it here. I want a list of a list of all tests conducted with patient name, test name, results, and date. That is test underscore name and patient underscore name. So who is willing to take that one? Someone to volunteer before I choose someone. I think I can just choose someone. And this time I have Francis. So Francis, can you help us to write that query? Francis, can, I think Francis was Francis can't hear me. Let me just have another person here. Let me just pick. Francis is a bit behind. Let me have Alice. Alice,
Sorry, what was the question?
I need a list of all tests conducted with patient name, test name, results, and date.
Maybe someone can assist me. I'm also a bit behind. I'm just following.
Okay, who is able to do that one? Alvin? Or this time we can have Sharon. Sharon, can you help us to write this query?
Let me try.
Yes.
So you can write select
Yes.
p dot name as patient underscore name.
What should we use? Can you pardon? Select.
Okay, for patient, the way you did it the other one, like we are using patient name, so we can use p
Yeah.
dot name
P dot name.
as patient name.
Hmm. As patient name. I think you can use an underscore here. Yes.
Then we go to the, what do we call? The test. We could say
You use a
a
T.
minute. Yes. We could say maybe test ID. TID, sorry,
Uh-huh.
as
TID as ID as
test underscore ID.
test underscore ID.
Next.
And we are looking for test name.
Oh, sorry, T name, sorry, as test, T name,
Let me
T
just,
dot name.
I think it should be test. In my case, I used test title.
Okay.
Yes, let me just use test title. Oops. Test title as
As test underscore title.
for results.
Then for the results, can we go back to the table of results? I see what it had.
Okay, let me just move to. I think results had. I think results were in this table test.
So it should probably, you could say maybe, could we use maybe TR as test result?
TTR.
TR,
Uh-huh.
yes, dot results
Results. Yes.
as test underscore result.
Yes.
Um, the next one is date.
Yes. Test date.
Yeah, test date. So it will be T.
And I think just to help you, you can just use T.
T is okay.
Yes, you can just use T because we're just referring to one table.
One table. Okay.
Yes. So stop comma. Then we want test date. So T dot date
T dot date
as
as test underscore date.
test underscore date. Yeah.
Then now from the healthcare database dot test table.
Let me just copy these. Just copy these. But this time we delete tests. Test. We call it T. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
And then we can use join
join. We join it. Join. Let's join.
table.
Join.
Join. I think the patient's table. healthcare database dot patients,
Uh-huh.
then P on
Uh-huh.
again the P dot patient. Is it name? Yeah.
P dot.
We need a patient
Is it P dot
name.
patient name or patient ID?
Call the patient ID. Is equals to the T dot patient ID.
Good.
Next,
Do we have another join?
next. Mm-hmm. I don't think so.
So it should be like that.
That is what I could have done.
Okay. Any person who thinks maybe any other person who have a different opinion? Yes, Vince.
You are asking for the name, test title, results, and the date.
Yeah.
I think I've written something that has worked.
And what could be that? Do we have to make some changes from what we have here?
There where we have from.
Sorry, let me just indicate this. This is Sharon. Vince, what do you have?
Can I start all over again?
Okay.
Select p dot name.
Let's just have this Vince. So select
p dot name.
P dot name, yeah.
Comma test title.
I think I'll just have to write that one. Select P dot name, comma
Test title.
title.
Test title.
Test title. It should be like title. Yeah. Yes.
Comma results.
Results.
Comma date.
Yes.
From test T.
From test T. Test
Yeah.
T.
Then join healthcare database.
Let me just,
You can copy the one above.
let me just copy this. Copy.
You can even copy the entire thing because it's similar to mine.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
So let me just copy this. So it it should be like that. That is veins.
Yeah.
Yes. Any other person who thinks or thinks that we are wrong, or maybe have a different opinion? I think we can just run this, and we'll start with for Sharon. So let me just execute this. I think you're not getting an output. Sharon, can you debug your work? Yeah.
What is the error saying? I think we didn't put a comma.
Where?
James, on the test title, I think it's double T.
Test title.
Yeah, it should be double T, according to the table you have.
Let me just check that. Yeah, it should be double T. Title. This one. And even also for Vince. I think you can just try to run. So for Sharon, we are getting that is James blood test and positive, and we have the date. So Vince, are you getting this output?
Yeah.
From your side?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
So either query is correct, right? So I think you can just try out yours, but we should also get the same answer, the same output. I think you have just messed up somewhere. Let me just select P test title result date. What am I missing here? Yeah, you told us to use p dot name, and again we are at this point. Okay, we're using test t. I think that is okay. We are joining patient p on patient ID because p dot patient ID.
I've written the exact same thing, and on my side it has worked. I don't know why.
From my side, it's not running. I think you have typo somewhere.
Maybe it's the double T in test title.
I think that is the
Okay.
that is the spelling for that I have used in the table.
Maybe you can check the T for title. Was it capital from your table?
Test title.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes, results. I don't know why it's not running. Let me just go to getting here. I think think it should.
James, what about spacing the comma and the dates?
This one,
Hmm.
I think not really. I think but you can just try it out. So I think you're missing something, but I can't locate the unknown column T test title. Let me just copy paste this. But it's test title. Hmm. It should work.
And I have a question.
Yes, ask.
What might be the issue when the same code that you've written in SQL doesn't work, but it works in the terminal?
Oh, so you were trying like to.
No, as I was trying out something during the assignment, there was a code that I had written in my SQL which was bringing an error. Then when I wrote it down in the terminal, it formed the table and brought the results.
So sometimes it happens. Simply because maybe in terminal you're using a different like query to a different query as compared to this workbench. So you should like adjust either the statements that you're using, so that now they can execute in workbench and also in terminal. But often it doesn't like some of the queries that you execute at workbench. Most of them they don't work at terminal. So again, you have to adjust to adjust that test that query so that it can run from terminal. So it's just a matter of adjusting.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering why this one is not running, and even I can't get the error, but it should run. Because what we are simply doing here is just just giving these fields other meaningful titles. Because we are just saying that like this one for p.name, we're just giving just writing the name. We will not know like patient name is more descriptive rather than having just name. So with this kind of query, we are just going to have a name, and then we have just test title. I mean the fields that are in the table. But for this one, we have at least modified those titles. That's why we are getting. Let me just try to execute this again. You can see we are having different titles as compared to our table here. But for this one, we have the patient name test. I think these names are more descriptive rather than having the names that are in the table. So I'm just wondering why this one is not. But Let me just Wema.
I was thinking maybe try removing the p.name in Vince's work and try running it. Just have it as a name.
So sorry. P.
Just I was trying to think you remove the p.name. Yeah, have it as name or write it in full patient name. Either way.
But again, we are trying to get this name from a different table. So that's why you have in, or you can just use the patient dot name. So you can just withdraw this one and have patient. And let's just try to run this. Jonah, just wondering why it doesn't run. I'll just check. I'll check this query. But Sharon, you are right. Yeah, this is the query that we should use to retrieve those tests. So I think we can just have the last query with also two joins. Let me just have another query here. And the last one, I think I'll set some more queries on join so that you can practice. Let's have a list of all appointments for a specific doctor. Let me just have to comment out that, and then let's have all appointments for a specific doctor, and I'll just give doctor ID as one. Doctor ID is equals to 1. Let me just comment on this. So who is willing to take this? This one is a bit simple. Who will take this one? Listen, let me have a gentleman. Michael, can you take this? Or Raban? Raban, we're going to help you guys. Michael? Or we can have David.
Select all from appointment.
This is David.
Yes.
Select.
From appointment where doctor ID cost 1.
We want all appointments for a specific doctor. So So you're telling us is select all
from appointment
from appointment.
where doctor ID equals 1.
Let's go appointment. And then we have where we have doctor ID. Is equals 1. This is David. Any other person who is having a different opinion? This is David. A different opinion? Who is having a different opinion on this? So let us just execute this. And again, we should have this one should be healthcare database dot that table. So we can just execute this. But David, I wanted you to at least use a join. Even I'm getting null values here. It means that I don't have a record with doctor ID 1. I think I used different IDs. So let me just use the available IDs here. Instead of 1, I think I changed this. Should be some ID here. Let's just try to execute this. I think you should be able to get some records. Yes, at least we're getting one record. But I think this one is just general. So let me just add something here. So all appointments. Let me have patient name. Patient name. Let me just modify this. Let me just have patient name and doctor. Patient name, doctor name. Let me just have this one as all. I can just copy this. all appointments with patient name, doctor name for a specific doctor with his ID here. I think with that we can use join so that you can retrieve patient name, doctor name. Yeah, I think with this one you can retrieve all the appointments with patient name and also the doctor name for a specific doctor. It should be all appointments with should be a list, not all, a list of all appointments with that is patient name, doctor name for a specific doctor, where ID is this one. So David, I think you can now modify your query so that we can see all these data.
I would go as select P name as patient name.
Let me just, you're using P.
P name as patient name. Then we have
Just a minute. Name, yes, patient name.
yes. Then D name as doctor name. Not sure what you have written as your title.
Yes.
For the doctor as doctor's name.
Okay.
And then we are looking for then appointment date. So it will be there is appointment. I'm lost in the appointment file for the data there. Appointment date.
This is the appointment table.
Yes, so to be A dot appointment date. Or just A as date, A dot date as appointment date.
Appointment. So we have it as appointment date.
Yes. Okay.
As appointment date.
Okay. From appointment. And it will be hard to, you have to put healthcare database dot appointments.
Okay, let me just copy this one.
Yes. that will be A. The join healthcare database patients as P on p.patient ID equals A dot
So
appointment.
this one
Sorry. As A dot patient ID equals A dot patient ID. So we said there we are saying on P dot patient ID equals A dot patient ID.
Okay. Is equals to P dot.
It's A dot patient ID. And your healthcare database is P, not not A. Healthcare database dot patients. That one is labeling as P.
Okay.
And the last join.
This one is doctor. Right?
Yes. That should be doctors. And that is running as D on D patient ID, no doctor ID now.
And this one?
That's appointment. Is doctor ID as well. Yes, I think that's all.
Any other person with that? I think David, you can just mute. Any person with a different opinion? I think you can just run this. And we're getting a list of all appointments. We have the patient name and doctor name. I think we are missing something. We want all the records for doctor ID and the given ID. We are missing this part.
Sorry, we left where doctor ID equals that ID. That should come at the end.
So where doctor ID?
Yes, equals.
Copy this. Equals this. Should be this. Good. Then a semicolon. Let us just try to run this. So you have to semicolon. Good. Let's just run this. I think you are getting an error.
Check the doctor ID. Is it 30, 30, 30, 12 or 330 at the beginning?
I think it is 30, 30, 12. Any person with a different opinion on this one? I think this one should be D dot. Just try to run this one. Yeah, it should be like that. So that is the query. Who is having a question on that before we drop off? I think you are 15 minutes past the usual time. Any question? I think I'll have to share this document. Any question? Bethel, do you have any question?
No.
Okay, I think we are good to go. So I think we can just drop off and continue practicing on how to write queries, how to join tables, because the next assignment is just some few days from now. So we just continue practicing. So I'll share with you guys this file so that you can check for those of you who are not able to follow. So if there is no question, you can we can drop off. So see you guys tomorrow. And Sharon, did you get your results?